Hey everyone. Have you ever felt like you're just waiting for that magical spark of motivation to hit you? You know, that jolt of energy that's supposed to make you jump out of bed and conquer your day. Well, I'm here to tell you something that might sound a little controversial. Motivation, as we often think of it, is a lie. Let me tell you a story about my friend Arthur. Arthur is a talented writer. He has this incredible idea for a novel. The characters are vivid. The plot is full of twists, and he truly believes it could be a bestseller. But here's the thing. His manuscript has been sitting at chapter 3 for the last 6 months. Every weekend, he'd say, "This is it. I'm going to feel motivated and write for hours." He'd clean his desk, make the perfect cup of coffee, and wait, and wait, and wait. That overwhelming wave of inspiration he was looking for never came. Instead, he'd feel a little disappointed, maybe watch a few shows, and tell himself, maybe next week. Does Arthur's story sound familiar? I think we've all been there. We wait for the right mood, the right feeling, the right cosmic sign to start working on our dreams. We treat motivation like this external force we have no control over, something that has to find us. But what if I told you that you have it all backward? We think motivation leads to action. In reality, it's the other way around. Action is what creates motivation. Think about it. The hardest part of going to the gym isn't the workout itself. It's putting on your shoes and walking out the door. The hardest part of writing isn't typing the words. It's opening the blank document. We build these tasks up in our minds to be these giant, scary monsters. We tell ourselves, I can't possibly tackle that today. I don't have the energy. I'm not motivated. This is what I call the motivation trap. It's a comfortable, cozy trap where we can blame our inaction on a feeling that we just can't seem to find. Arthur was deep in this trap. The longer he waited for motivation, the bigger and more intimidating his novel became. Chapter 3 felt like an insurmountable wall. He started to doubt his abilities. Maybe I'm not a good writer after all, he'd think. The lack of motivation was slowly killing his dream. The truth is, our brains are wired to conserve energy and avoid discomfort. Starting something new or difficult is uncomfortable. Your brain's natural response is to say, hey, let's not do that. Let's do something easy and familiar, like scrolling through social media. Waiting for motivation is basically giving your brain permission to procrastinate forever. So, how do we break free? The answer is ridiculously simple, yet so powerful. Discipline and systems. Unlike motivation, which is an unreliable emotion, discipline is a choice. It's a commitment you make to yourself. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. I shared this idea with Arthur. He was skeptical at first. But I have no energy to be disciplined, he said. I told him to forget about energy. Forget about feeling good. I asked him to try a new system. I called it the 2-minute rule. The goal wasn't to write a chapter. It wasn't even to write a page. The goal was to simply sit down, open the document, and write for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. Anyone can do anything for 2 minutes, right? It's so small that your brain can't really object. So Arthur agreed. The next day, he sat down, set a timer, and wrote. For 2 minutes, he just typed whatever came to his mind. When the timer went off, something interesting happened. He found himself thinking, well, that wasn't so bad. I could probably write just a little bit more. He ended up writing for 15 minutes. He did it again the next day. 2 minutes. This time he wrote for 20. The day after that, 30. Within a week, he was consistently writing for an hour every day. He wasn't waiting for motivation anymore. He had created a system, a habit. The simple act of starting, even for just 2 minutes, was generating its own momentum. The action itself was creating the feeling he had been waiting for all along. This is the secret. You don't need to feel good to get going. You need to get going to feel good. The satisfaction and sense of accomplishment you get from taking action, no matter how small, is a far more powerful and reliable form of motivation than any fleeting emotion. Let's build a realistic plan. First, identify your Arthur's novel. What is that one big goal you've been putting off? Got it? Now, break it down. And I mean break it down into the smallest possible step. If you want to start working out, your first step isn't go to the gym for an hour. It's put on your workout clothes. That's it. That's the win for the day. Second, schedule it. Don't just say, I'll do it tomorrow. Put it in your calendar. 7 p.m., put on workout clothes. Treat this appointment with the same seriousness you would a doctor's appointment. It's non-negotiable. This is discipline. Third, execute your tiny habit. When the time comes, don't think. Don't debate. Don't ask yourself if you feel motivated. Just do the thing. Put on the clothes. Open the book. Write one sentence. Do it for just 2 minutes. What you'll find is that momentum is a real force of nature. An object in motion stays in motion. Once you start, it's so much easier to keep going. That small, initial action is the push that gets the ball rolling. After a few days of this, you won't be fighting yourself anymore. It will start to feel automatic. You're not just relying on willpower. You're building a system that works for you, not against you. Arthur finished his novel. It took him another year, but he did it. Not by waiting for motivation, but by showing up day after day and honoring his tiny 2-minute commitment. The process wasn't always glamorous. There were days he wrote garbage. There were days he still didn't feel like it, but he did it anyway. And the pride he felt holding his finished manuscript was 1,000,000 times more rewarding than any temporary jolt of inspiration. So the next time you hear yourself saying, I'm just not motivated, I want you to remember this. Stop waiting for the feeling. Create the feeling. Your dreams aren't going to build themselves. It's the small, consistent, and sometimes boring actions that build the bridge between where you are and where you want it to be. Motivation isn't the cause of success. It's the beautiful, rewarding byproduct of your discipline. Start small. Start now. Take that first tiny step. You have no idea how far it can take you. Thanks for watching, and if this helped you, consider subscribing for more. See you next time.